wonder what a PMO is? Well, you're not alone. Every organization can define this differently. And in this video, I'm going to explain to you exactly what is a PMO, what it does, how it differs from a project manager, and why it can be a game changer for your organization. As well as I have a free download for you too, so you may want to stick around for that. Let's get to talking about PMOs. PMO definition. Okay, so what is a PMO? PMO is an abbreviation and it stands for Project Management Office. Now, every organization can define their PMO slightly differently. And some of them can be really complex. They can look into and take care of every single project in the organization, lead it to strategy. They can be tightly connected to senior executives and what's happening in the organization. And then there's some PMOs that are very kind of laid back, really more as a one-stop shop to just get your documentation and ensure that everyone is using the same sort of principles. So that's why every organization is slightly different, but it all is encompassing the same concept of centralizing your projects. And usually PMOs are their own department, and sometimes you may have project managers reporting into a PMO, or you may have project managers reporting into a department that have to go through the PMO in order to get their project documentation and do checkpoints. And so with PMOs, what exactly do they do then? They are linking strategy of the organization and ensuring that all the projects are aligned with that strategy. They are standardizing project ways of working, ensuring that everyone who is doing a PMO related project is doing it in the same standard and format. They are there to ensure resource loading as well, and they're looking to make sure executives are supporting the project correctly to ensure that roadblocks can be removed. PMO versus project manager. The PMO is an office and it's a way of working, whereas a project manager is overseeing and doing the work. So let's just talk about a project manager. Your project manager is going to be in charge of a project, ensuring that things are coming to fruition. And they may use from a PMO, this is now the difference, the standard templates, techniques, and report into the PMO to make sure that everything is aligned to strategy. Now, as I said earlier on in the other tip, your project managers may actually report into the PMO, or they may report into somebody else like in another department, but just use the same principles or use the same templates and principles that the PMO is asking for them to do. So those are really the big differences between the two. Benefits of a PMO. PMOs are very beneficial because they help bring standardization to project ways of working. They also can increase productivity, efficiency for the project managers and the output of the project. They also take a look and ensure that resource loading is not overwhelming for one or two individuals and that it's looked at properly. It also can help with ensuring that budgets remain on track. There's a lot of benefits to having that PMO because I've seen with my own clients who don't have PMOs that they actually are struggling. They're struggling to get things to come to fruition and they're struggling to have things done in a standardized way, which is probably the biggest thing about PMO is the standardization and ensuring that everyone is singing off the same hymn sheet. If you're a decision maker and you're going, wow, I need a PMO, well, I have you covered because I have a turnkey solution just for you to help you with this and all those benefits that we talk about for a PMO. And that is SLAY Project Management Corporate Program. We have a support hub site that gives you everything that you need from a standardization perspective and the support needed for your people, access to my online project management course and weekly group coaching calls. So it's not just about getting the standardization, but ongoing help. If you're interested and want to learn more, there's a link under this video. Challenges of a PMO. Okay, we just talked about some of those benefits of the PMO. And like everything in life, there's a positive and a negative. There's an opposite to everything. So what is the challenges of a PMO? Well, the first one is there's going to be some pushback, and that pushback is because of the standardization. If you've not had a standardized approach and now you're trying to implement a standardized approach, you're going to have some people who are going to go, whoa, and you're going to have some pushback that you need to deal with. The other one is support, and I mean executive support, because the success of the PMO is when all the senior executives are aligned and they bring their strategies and they run them through the PMO office, because those strategies turn into projects, and then those projects have to be run through the project management office to ensure that they're all linked. So if you have, I like to call it, I was going to say, cowboy executives who like to do their own thing, they may not be happy with the fact that now they have to run everything through a project management office. They may just like to do it their way and do it whenever they want to do it. So those are, again, you have to look at this bigger picture. We're talking about standardization, and we need to get everyone's buy-in. Communication. So communication now becomes critical for a PMO. And that's going to be one of your challenges, because if you didn't have it before, you now have to really think really clearly, and it has to be in the forefront of all the decisions you make is the communication that you're going to be doing around your PMO, around the strategy, how everyone is going to be communicating with each other, and is everyone aligned with that type of communication. Again, you just can't do your own thing and hope that someone heard about what you're going to do. You have to formalize it. You're going to have some formalized meetings, governance meetings around it. So that can lead to some challenges if you've never had that before. And the last challenge is people. You have to find the right people to help run your PMO. Particularly, it's going to be dependent upon the complexity that you're going to be having with your PMO. If you're going to do a very complex PMO that's going to get into the nitty-gritty, then you need to have a director. You may also want to have some additional people who are going to support. So now you have to find all those people who are going to help create and launch your PMO office or your project management office. Okay, now that you know what a PMO is, you got some detailed information, you're going to want to get this, and you want to have an understanding about the basics of your project and keeping it from failing. This is a must. It's free. I created it just for you based on my experiences. How do you get this? The link is underneath this video. Watch this next video where I answer the question, what is project governance? If you found this video to be helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Consider joining this amazing community by subscribing. And if you have any comments, we'd love to hear from you. See you next time.